So this game is called Omega Strikers. It's by a company called Odyssey Interactive. And I believe from what I was told by a friend, okay, take me at my word here, take me with a grain of salt. I believe it was made by some of the devs from League of Legends, some of the ones that got let go or devs that split off, something like that. Anyways, um, this game, I kind of want to talk about whether it's good or not and if you should get it. Um, I'm gonna say up front, I don't think this game is good. It's all right. And if you should get it or not, I don't think you should invest time into it. I think you should try it out maybe, but I probably would say don't invest time into it. And I'm gonna give you like four kind of key reasons why. The first one being that the game itself, there is there's no real competitive scene for it. Um, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But the second reason would ultimately be that it feels unrewarding to get a goal or to get a KO on the other team. The third reason would be simply because it's it's not fun to, even if you're playing with friends. And I know everybody says if you're playing with friends, any game can be fun. This game definitely only has maybe 5 minutes of fun within it if you're playing with friends and you're winning. Which, I mean, if you're winning and you're playing with friends, it should be more of a, 5 hours, 30 hours of fun with friends, but it's not. And then the fourth reason being that the game itself has no entryway to, I think, move on from here. And I'll kind of talk about that too. So I think this game has no real competitive scene because this game is kind of stuck. Um, you can run into the other team's goal, and it's really difficult for them to counter it. Okay, they don't have enough space. They can't move back inside the goal. Um, the goals need to be blocked off, so only goalies can be in either goal. Okay, and maybe that would help. Um, and then goalies wouldn't be able to leave their own goal. Okay, maybe that would help it with the competitive scene. Okay, and then for the game itself, I'm gonna just be honest with you guys. It it doesn't feel nice to get any kills, any scores. It's not rewarding. It pops your name up for 3 seconds. Like even in Rocket League, when you get a goal, they try to overdo it by having this big explosion and having it last like 30 seconds, making sure everybody can see it while it's happening, and then both teams can agree to skip it. In this game, it doesn't have that. It gives you like 2 seconds of fame for getting a goal, and it's not really like a push to win kind of a thing. You either win having a crap ton of score onto the other team, so like 0 and 5 or 5 and 0, okay? Or you win while having a crud ton of how would you say, you have a crud ton of losing essentially. Like you lose by 2 or 3 most of the time. Um, and I know that's a very thin margin, but even losing by two, and having time on the board feels unrewarding as a game. It just feels like you spent 5 minutes sitting there getting your butt whooped by your dad. Like it really feels like you've been abused by your parents, and it's not fun. Because they push right up to the front of your goal and they start punching you and trying to push you into your own goal, or even at the start of the match when they place the core, which is what it's called. They place the core on one of the 3 spots in the middle, and then people run up to it with certain characters, and when you try to run up to it, they just punch you into the outside and you get a KO. So you're knocked out and you can't do anything for your team for the first 15 seconds. The KOs last way too long, okay? And talking with my friends, the KOs definitely last way too long for a competitive game, okay? Not only that, but being able to push into their goal, or them being able to push into your goal, doesn't make it fun. The goalie's there for no physical reason. It's literally not a point to play. It's literally the goalie plays the way the goalie wants to play essentially because they can. Period. That's all it is. It's because they can play and they wanted to make it a 3v3. Okay, they didn't even have to add a goalie role. They decided to because they wanted to make more characters based around being a goalie. Okay, and that's stupid. You don't make a role because you want to make more characters to sell more characters. That's so dumb. Okay, and I think like this is gonna be my last point, but if you come from League of Legends, you should know how to make a MOBA properly. Okay, and it looks like they have the groundwork set. 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Middle of recording. Great. um, but if you come from a MOBA as a dev and you know how to make a MOBA, or you've worked on a MOBA and you know certain things, like obviously nobody's perfect, right? But there is no reason this game should feel like it was made by somebody from Activision where it's unrewarding to do anything in the game. Like it feels so unrewarding to get any kind of a goal or a score. It really feels like you're just watching a MOBA or you're watching what's that game called? Um Clash Royale. It really does feel like you're watching Clash Royale, and it's not really rewarding in Clash Royale. I know that's like controversial, but I don't think it is in Clash Royale. I don't think it's rewarding to win, but that's my opinion on that. Um, but it really doesn't feel rewarding as a PC game. This should have been released on mobile before anything else. It doesn't feel fun to even do your best in the game, even if you're playing ranked. And when you're playing with friends, you only get about 5 minutes worth of fun out of it. And it's like, yeah, it's strategic, but if you're not placed in the right area right when you need to be there, you essentially aren't playing the game with your team. And it's hard to know how to do that based off the tutorial. The tutorial gives you no like real skill indication of how the game plays, and not only that, but most of the characters that are long range characters can physically jump across the map with some of their abilities, not not just physically like my character can, but like my character has a rocket she can shoot across the map. If the goalie's standing right next to their edge, if I get the fire shot off, I can bounce them right into their own goal and they can get KO'd for no freaking reason. Literally an across map shot for no reason other than I feel like KOing them. Okay? And even KOs in Rocket League feel way, way, way more worthy than anything else. Like the KOs in Rocket League feel so much more fun to put the work into and get because you have to get up to speed and everything. In this game, it literally feels like you're pushing people out and you're trying to be an asshole. Like even doing it myself because I've gotten a few KOs, it just doesn't feel fun. And they want you to play ranked as part of your initiation process to be able to unlock certain things in the menu area for you to be able to go on with playing the game further. They want you to do like a bunch of stuff like get an assist or getting a goal, which is like it took me almost 30 minutes to get my first goal to be able to play or access the store to unlock other characters. Why does it take me 30 minutes to get my first freaking goal when I have teammates who are either stealing all the goals or teammates who know how to play the game right away? Like it doesn't even have like um uh a rank system rating, like even unranked. It throws you in with random people even inside of ranked. Even if you have like two people, it could throw you in with a guy that sucks complete butt cheeks and freaking slurps on eggs, and it wouldn't matter. It really doesn't. So at the end of the day, I think this game has a very limited lifespan. Like they've done the creator versus event, if you see up in the top right, and it's not really even worth it. It's not worth it to look through the creator versus event because there's like Moist Critical. There's a bunch of streamers and other creators on YouTube and other platforms that don't even play MOBAs that are on there for no reason, and it's all because they want to try to promote their game. Like the game sucks in reality. It doesn't suck like it's butt cheeks, okay? But a lot of the game feels like butt cheeks, okay? It feels very squishy and very grabbish. Like it feels like they're trying to grab your ass and go, "Hey, come here, little boy. Let me have you buy some of this because it's anime." And that's it. That's literally it. They're trying to get a weeb community to invest in a game that really just doesn't have potential. And I actually enjoy playing the game sometimes, but it's really hard to say I like the game after spending 4.5, almost 5 hours in game in total. It just feels like they've slapped me across the face a few times and they went, you know, I think you could do better. But it's like, how do you know how to do better if at the end of the day, the game's not even gonna show you how to do better with tutorials or anything like that? It took me 15 minutes to figure out how to change my role from um what's it called? From goalie to flex, and then they have flex any, so everybody clicks flex any, and they get goalie on accident because nobody's gonna main forward, okay? Because it doesn't give you a reward for maining forward, okay? So literally everybody clicks flex any, and then plays whoever and you get shit goalies or you get shit forwards and you're stuck with a shitty team because nobody knows how to play or who to play or what they're doing when they play right off the rip. You get thrown in with people who've been playing for 5 minutes or maybe even only one game and lost or won, and now they think they're badass because they won their first match, and it feels like you're playing against bots sometimes. Like you literally go 5-0 and it feels like you're playing against actual freaking bots. Like my first game, I felt like I was playing against bots. I was like, okay, there's no way it's a 2v1 and I'm doing this good as a goalie standing next to another person just auto punching. And it puts you in games with people who auto punch. And then like the tips for the game is like I think one of the tips is if you get chosen as goalie, make sure to take the role seriously. Well, nah shit. You should take the role seriously, but that's a gamer's etiquette kind of a thing. That's not a tip. That's not really a tip. That's saying, "Hey, look, we couldn't find a way to make people physically choose goalie. So you should just take it seriously if you get chosen for it if you don't want the position." Like, why? That's not even a tip. It doesn't do anything for the game or for you. It's not fun to like say that out loud either. It really just makes the game kind of unfun to play when like I think the guy X, the guy with the red hair and red pants on the screen right now, who's running around in circles, he is so overpowered. He can punch you the fuck out of the bounds easy as shit. If you're literally near the edge, he can just punch you out. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter even like there's times where he can get you low in the middle of the arena and just punch you once and get you all the way the fuck out of the ring. And it's so dumb because he has power punch and stupid fucking shit like that for hard hitting punches. And it's like, why? Why the fuck is KO so much more important on every X player than it is for any other character who's playing? Everybody's trying to get goals, and now you have a guy running around trying to push you out, so you have to run around and you can't even focus on the objective. Like, it feels so janky to not be able to focus on the objective like every other competitive game. It's so weird. I mean, in my opinion, I think this game has potential, but definitely not gonna have potential for long because I feel like the game's gonna die out before the potential is realized of what it could have been. A lot of my friends said turn it into another MOBA and it would probably do a lot better because it would just be an anime MOBA, which I understand, but I feel like a tower defense um, kind of game in an anime style would be cool. I feel like the way they have this set up would be kind of cool if they would just block off the goals to only being goalies. Um, Either if they're not going to block off the goals to only being goalies kind of a thing, then I would say they would definitely have to do something about the areas on the sides. Like you can only get pushed out on your own goal. Like it's so dumb to have a KO system if people only worry about the KOs. Like I, out of nowhere, somebody could just flip around and go, "Okay, I'm going just for KOs now." And it's just like, "Okay, why though?" Why are you focusing the other team when they're trying to get a goal? It just messes up the other team's team comp, and it's so hard to rotate on. It's so weird to like try to find where you are and get yourself out of that situation. Like I get KO'd so often by X players and get stuck. And I can't even get back in right there before the match ends. It's so wonky. That's how I feel about the game. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant that I went on. But I hope you guys see that the game has potential. But if you're going to try it, just try to play it, and that's about it. I wouldn't say invest all your time. It's not going to make you into a pro player, a pro gamer at any kind of level, even if you get good at this game. Because I feel like this game is not going to help you get better at League of Legends. It's not going to it's essentially just like a dummy game for how to play a mobile game on PC. Essentially, that's what it feels like. It feels like a mobile game test run, but for PC because they didn't have the funding to launch on mobile, or they didn't have the audience to launch on mobile. So they decided, hey, instead of being like Raid Shadow Legends where we do a bunch of video sponsors with different creators, we just put people's faces in the game and say, hey, can we use your face in our game? And then people say, yeah. And they just accept it and they don't play the game ever, or they get reached out to and they can play the game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
This goddamn case.